My name is Mohammed Ahmed, and today I will be presenting on the topic rights to property in Malaysia and its limitations. This presentation will explore how property rights are protected under the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, along with the legal boundaries and challenges faced in enforcing those rights. Let's move to the next slide. Introduction to property rights. Property rights in Malaysia are considered fundamental and are constitutionally protected. These rights include the ability to own, use, and transfer property. However, these rights are not absolute. Legal limits are allowed, especially when they serve the public interest or promote social welfare. The balance between private ownership and the needs of society is crucial in understanding how these rights are applied in practice. Let's move to next slide. Constitutional ethics. Article 13 of the Federal Constitution outlines three key protections. First, no person shall be deprived of property unless it is done according to the law. Second, the government may acquire property, but it must provide adequate compensation. Third, the Constitution supports a fair balance, allowing the state to control property for development while also safeguarding the individual ownership rights. Let's move to next slide. The courts have played a major role in defining property rights. They interpret property to include land, leases, and other legal interests. When it comes to compensation, the courts insist it must reflect market value and follow fair procedures. Most importantly, property cannot be taken away arbitrarily. Due process and legal fairness are essential requirements. Let's move to the next slide. Several landmark causes have shaped the legal landscape. In Nado City Circuit, the court upheld the importance of fair acquisition procedures. In owner properties, the issue of land fraud highlighted the need for stronger legal clarity. Later, Tang Jing Hong corrected this by reinforcing procedural justice. And in Segong Tasi, the courts recognized the land rights of the Orang Asli, affirming that indigenous land must be protected and compensated if required. Next, move to next slide. There are two main laws that define property limitations. The Land Acquisition Act 1960 allows the government to acquire land for public purposes but requires compensation and due process. The National Land Code 1965 regulates ownership and utilization of land. It also imposes restrictions such as limiting certain transactions and for ownership. Next slide. Indigenous communities, particularly the Orang Asli, often lack formal land titles. However, the court now recognizes native customary rights, or NCR, as a valid form of property. These rights have legal standing even if they are not formally registered. Despite this process, conflict still arises between traditional land use of government development projects, which continues to threaten indigenous and land security. Let's move to the next slide. Other legal limitations on property. Property rights can also be limited by emergency laws or environmental regulations. During national crisis, the state may impose temporary controls. Likewise, environmental rules may restrict development to protect natural ecosystems. Even so, these limitations must be lawful and proportionate, ensuring that individual rights are not unfairly determined. Let's move to the next slide. Challenges and recommendations. Despite legal safeguards, several issues remain. First, the term public purpose is often vague, which can lead to misuse in land acquisitions. Second, compensation procedures are inconsistent and can result in legal disputes. Third, the lack of formal recognition for indigenous land continues to be a major problem. To address these, the government should implement clearer legislation, ensure judicial oversight, and improve land registration systems, especially for native communities. Last slide is for references. This presentation is based on sources including the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, the Land Acquisition Act, and the National Land Code, important case laws and scholarship text by Andrew Harding, Saleh Viewing, View Min Eon, and Ahmed Ibrahim also informed this research. So now I will conclude this presentation. Thank you very much.